Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome to another free-to-play guide video for Marvel Strike Force. Now in today's video we will have a look at my top 10 free-to-play characters that are available in the game. So by free-to-play, what that means is that I will be excluding characters that are locked behind premium orbs, events, or characters that you can only get behind top 500 and Blitz. So if you're a new player or you're a player that's just simply playing without investing any money in the game, these top 10 characters will help you smash your way through the levels. So let's see who we have in 10th spot. Coming in 10th position, we have a character that's one of the most underrated characters in the game. I believe it's the awesome Elektra. Now, she's a nice easy farm. She can be obtained via story mode as well as the Elektra event. Now, what makes her so good? So, on her basic, you have the ability to add a bleed to enemies, and if you're going up against defenders allies, you can actually add 3 stacks of bleed so you can burn them down in no time. Now, on her special, she gains some survivability through the ability to stealth up, and she can also clear 2 positive effects as well. So that's exceptionally important because the majority of teams you want to run in the game, you want to have at least one character that has a cleanse. We then have our ultimate with the incredible 600% damage at rank 7. In some instances, if she crits with this, she'll actually one-shot an enemy. And then finally you've got our passive, which is pretty nice as well. Adds evade to 1 random hand ally. So if you pair her up with the likes of Hand Sentry, that can be a really nice combination. So with Elektra covered, let's see who we've got in 9th spot. In 9th position, we have a character who come up very often when I was doing my in-depth reviews as a character that you want to avoid going up against. This is Korath the Pursuer. Now, he's always been a pretty good character, but a few patches ago, his passive, which had been broken for quite some time, was fixed. Now, with that being fixed, when you upgrade his passive, he actually has the highest attack speed in the game. So you'll always be starting off a battle with his attacks. Now on top of that, he's got the fact that his ultimate comes charged at the start of a fight. So before any enemies can act, you can put down up to 570% damage at level 7, as well as apply a heal block and a 50% chance to apply ability block to an enemy as well. So it's a great way of locking down dangerous targets. You then have his special target lock. Now with that, you can add a taunt to glass cannon characters, so even if another tank taunts up after this, then you can still focus on burning down that particular character. And then finally he's got a pretty nice basic which has piercing damage and slow as well. So he really is a great character there. Now let's see who we've got in 8th spot. In 8th position, we have a character that's actually in my A team for both Blitz and Arena. Now this is Crossbones. He's a character that has seen quite a lot of changes since the game has came out. Now he's exceptionally powerful. The reason he's coming in at number 8 in this list and not any lower than that is due to the fact that he really serves a singular purpose. He's not multi-purpose like some of the later heroes will be. So what is Crossbones all about? It's all about that ultimate and his detonate. With this, you're doing over 500% damage to all enemies, and this in most instances when you can fire this off, if you have a fence up on you, then it's game over for the other team. Now he is a protector, so he does have a taunt on him as well, but it's something you really want to avoid using because although he has a protector tag, in my mind he's more of a blaster character. He's more there to put out damage, and boy does he do that well. Now next up, we'll see who we've got in 7th spot. In 7th place we have another protector. This time it's Drax the Destroyer. Now he's a character that in some ways is quite similar to Crossbones in that he doesn't have the most varied set of moves that he can use, but what he does exceptionally well. It's all about his taunt, and when I say a taunt, it's actually a double taunt he has. So when the match starts, he'll taunt up his standard, meaning regardless of the speed of any characters you're going up against, they'll have to fight Drax first. Now on his next move, what he can then do is he can taunt again. So if you place him in a team that doesn't have 2 sets of cleanses, then on the second turn they'll be stuck trying to whittle him down, and he's got a huge health pool, and he actually has counter and defense up and drain as well. So if you don't have that second cleanse, then he can prove really troublesome, and he is a great character to farm. Now let's see who we've got in 6th place. In 6th place we have one of my favourite Marvel characters. It's the awesome Hawkeye. Now he is a character that prior to a few weeks ago he would have actually been much higher in this list, but recently the developers have announced that his special and his ultimate, the tooltips, were not correct, so in a way he's almost had a stealth nerf, but despite that he is still really powerful. So what does he have that makes him so powerful? Now on his ultimate he has the chance to apply blind to all targets. Now previously this appeared to be a 100% chance, but it's actually a 50% chance, but it's still very powerful despite the 1 in 2 chance. With his special he's able to clear all positive effects from a primary and adjacent targets. This is very powerful. One thing that's changed with this move unfortunately is that it doesn't do damage to adjacent targets anymore, it is only the primary target. And then you've got the fact in his kit he's got piercing, he's got additional crit chance on his basic, and also he's got the option to unstealth stealth characters on his turn as part of his passive. So despite the hits he's seen, he's still an absolutely great character and one that I'd highly recommend you want to farm. Now with Hawkeye covered, let's see who we've got in 5th spot. In 5th spot we have a character that's possibly the hardest character to farm on this list, but despite that he can still be farmed from a free to play perspective. This is Kingpin. Now Kingpin is another character that's actually in my top team when it comes to Blitz and Arena. Now what makes him so good? So Kingpin is a protector class, but he doesn't taunt or protect in the conventional way. He actually calls in summons and they will taunt, meaning that he's not taking any damage himself. Now the next aspect of his kit, and this is one of the reasons why he's so high in this list, is his ultimate Boss's Orders. So with this you can apply defense up to all allies for 2 turns and apply a fence up to 5 allies as well, so that can be an absolute game changer, especially when you pair him up with the likes of Crossbones. Now if all that wasn't enough, if you drop him in a villain's team, at the start of each villain's turn they can have up to a 1 in 4 chance to actually gain a team attack, so that can be really nice there as well. Now let's see who we've got in 4th spot. In 4th position we have a character that will likely be the first one that you'll get to 7 stars. She has an incredibly easy farm. It is Gamora. Now what makes Gamora so great is the huge amount of damage she can put out across all 3 of her skills. On her basic, if you can get a chain with this, you actually do a whopping 650% damage, which is just insane for a basic skill. With her special and ultimate they put out a really nice amount of damage, but with these if you can actually defeat an enemy with them, her speed bar fills up 100% and she can then chain and get another attack straight away. So you do have to put a bit of forethought into this, but if you can time these skills right then you'll absolutely decimate the enemy team. Now with that, let's go into our top 3 and see who we've got left. In 3rd place we have Captain America. Now he's a protector class, and I would say he's actually the best protector in the game, which is no easy feat given the competition that is there. Now what he offers that makes him so great is the fact that he's great at tanking, but he offers a huge amount of utility as well. From the tanking perspective, he has high block chance and resistance. It can be really high to put debuffs on him or to try and strip the taunt off him. When we look at the utility he offers, he has defense up, he can grant ability energy to Avengers allies as well as regular allies, and he actually has cleanse on his ultimate as well, so he's really a great character. He's another one that can take quite a bit of time to farm because he does unlock at 3 stars and he's at the end of the hero story mode, but he's most definitely worth the effort. Now next up, let's see who we've got in 2nd spot. In 2nd spot we have a character that can actually help out any players that don't have access to Black Widow, because a large element of the game has been able to act quicker than the enemy, and Black Widow of course can help you out with that. But if you can't act quicker than the enemies, what you can do is you can slow them down so they act slower than you, and that's where Quake comes in. Now on her basic she has an AoE slow that lasts for 2 turns, which is just incredibly powerful. She also has a cleanse on her special, which can come in very useful as well. And then you have her ultimate, which looks incredible, but it does a really nice amount of damage, and it applies a fence down to 5 enemies for 1 turn. So as long as you're not going up against a summon team, then in most instances you'll be applying a fence down to the entire team. So if you can time that right for the likes of Crossbones or Yondu, then that can really help out there. Now next up, we'll see who we've got in first place. In first place we have the awesome Yondu. Now he's actually a support class, but he's really odd in that he has elements of a blaster class and a controller class as well. So he's almost a jack of all trades, and he can fill various different roles. Now if you look at everything that he offers, you've got the fact on his basic, which has piercing and does a high amount of damage. It actually clears 2 positive effects, so he's great for stripping the taunt and defense up from tanks. You've also got the fact that he can summon Ravagers that can do a huge amount of damage, especially if you get the Ravager boomers in there, but he can also summon the healing Ravagers, so he can help out in that regard. He's got his ultimate, which does a huge amount of AoE damage, and the only real thing you have to look out for is the likes of Hand Sentry, who can stealth up enemies, then that can nullify the ultimate. And then finally you've got his passive as well, where on turn he'll copy positive effects off of enemies and actually clear the positive effects from them as well. So he really is an absolutely incredible character, and he's one that, along with, I would say, Quake, I run in just about every team I play, despite the mode I'm playing. Now that is the top 10. Do let me know in the comments below if you agree, if you've got a different top 10. I will actually mention as well that we have got some notable exceptions. These are characters that are very good but just missed the cut. So you've got Nebula, who can prove really troublesome due to all the evades and dodge she has. You've then got Night Nurse, who is, I would say, vital when it comes to running raids. And then you've got Thor and Winter Soldier that are both great as well. Now the 2 of them didn't make the list simply for the fact that they really need speed up, and in most times your speed up will actually come from Black Widow, a character that many people don't have. Finally, I'll also just mention that from a minion perspective, 2 great free-to-play characters you've got are Hand Sentry and Merc Lieutenant as well. So with all that covered, I hope this has been helpful. Once again, let me know in the comments below your own top 10, and I'll see you all again soon.